Hello and welcome back, my dear listeners. Welcome to the first White Feathers video of the new schedule. From here on out, anything that is horror fiction is going to be a White Feathers video. So in other words, I'm going to have my standard collection videos on Wednesday and Friday, and then my White Feather videos randomly throughout the week. Basically, this is going to allow me to upload more content and get these videos off of my list quicker, because I've had a few of them on hold for a while, and I don't like doing that. Today's White Feather video is titled, I Met a Man Who Sold Bottles of Gold, and it's by the user Another Pen. So with that said, let's get right to it. Enjoy. I was running away from the darkness, running in a maze from a dark, oily abyss that wanted to suffocate me. I stopped running for a moment, only to hear the beast behind me. I couldn't bring myself to look at it, but I got up and started running again. Running like my life depended on it. Maybe it did. Maybe it was gone already. I kept running through my dark hell of a labyrinth when I saw a door. It was a visceral red, and it made me uneasy, but it was better than facing this creature. I barged through the door to find myself in a dingy, dimly lit room. I stopped to catch my breath and look around. The room was thrashed, like 1,000 souls of the damned had tried to free themselves from hell here. There was a man sitting in a chair in the corner, farthest from the weak lantern. He looked scuzzy, to say the least. Unkempt, unwashed, and unshaven, yet exquisitely dressed. He had a long, dark coat on. We stared at each other for a long moment before he cleared his throat before saying, Well, you're here later than I expected. I didn't know what to do or say. His voice sounded low down, like what you would hear off of a common thug. I finally spoke up and asked, Who are you? What are you doing here? He chuckled for a while before he said sardonically, Who am I? Why, you know who I am. I've visited you more times than both of us could count. I didn't say anything. This guy was a quack job. I started to think of a way out of here. After a while of silence, the scuzzy man shifted on his stool and said, So you really don't remember anything, huh? I guess that makes sense. He opened his jacket to reveal hundreds of bottles of an oily black substance. Then he said, I make charitable donations, give out hundreds of these things a day, and eventually it pays back, for me at least. You're a prime example of that. I quickly replied, I don't know you. I haven't gotten anything from you. He started laughing like he had heard the funniest joke ever. After a minute of his disgusting laugh, he said, Do you know anything? You know me better than yourself. But you wouldn't know that, would you? He looked up angrily and growled, I won, you fucking idiot. It's over for you. I win. I started to back up as he started screaming violently, I win! I win! I win! With each time he screamed, the room shook. I kept backing up as the wall behind the man started to crumble. Then the beast that was chasing me burst through. It tackled me through the wall I was on, and suddenly I was falling. I was falling through the air, and after a few seconds it felt like I was suspended in midair. The thing had me by my throat. I could feel it, constricting my breathing and killing me. I was going to die, misery and regret filled, but I couldn't remember anything. I shouldn't be dying now. The scummy man shouldn't have won. I became aware of where I was after some undefinable amount of time. I was in a desert. The thing was gone. I was wearing the man's jacket, though. I lay on the ground struggling to get up as the jacket and its oily substance weighed me down. I could still feel a ring on my throat, choking me, killing me. But I wanted to live, so I tried to crawl. The weight of the oil tried its best to stop me, but I wasn't going to let him win. I started crawling as negative, intrusive thoughts filled my head, until I looked and saw that I was surrounded by shades and specters, empty husks of the people they once were that called to me. Give in.
You're worthless. You chose this.
I ignored the calls of the damned and tried to find life. Only dead sagebrush surrounded me, and the shades, who were either a solid wall or following me. For weeks I crawled, or was it hours? My vision was fading in and out. The ring around my throat was becoming both more prominent as my body fought, and fading as my body lost. I wondered what had happened to me. What had that thing done to me? Time marched on as I crawled like the dog I was. My only company was the shades, whispering sweet blasphemies in my ear, gentle encouragements to give up and accept it, to die. I crawled and accepted their words silently as I screamed my denial. I deserved this. I was one of the husks. They crawled with me. I couldn't help but begin to believe that this was the afterlife, my own personal hell, and that I wouldn't escape. I was no Orpheus. Finally, after eons of crawling, of me fading and dying, finally my arms and legs gave out beneath me. I lay down and decided to accept it, my death. Then I felt a presence, and with the last of my strength I rolled over. There was a man standing above me. He was casually dressed, with salt and pepper hair and a beard. He had a bag slung over his shoulder, and seemed like a fatherly figure. He spoke in a soothing voice. "I'm sorry this has happened to you." I looked at him and asked, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" He smiled kindly and said, "I sell bottles of gold, my friend. Would you like to buy one?" I thought about it for a moment, and spoke with a ragged rasp. "I would love to, but I have nothing to pay you with." I felt my airway constrict more as the man chuckled. "Why, you're wearing your pay. But we haven't got much time now. It's your choice. Would you like to buy a bottle of gold?" I struggled through my failing airway, but said, "Yes." He reached into his bag as he said, "Good, but be aware, it's not the gold you may think." I was falling again. I felt myself hit the carpeted ground of my room and wheezed in a breath. I pattered around desperately, trying to find the bottle of gold, and then my memories returned to me, but the suffocating weight was gone. I realized what I had nearly done when I looked up at the ceiling and saw that the rope to the noose had torn. I think my favorite part about that story is how the end of it drags it back into reality from this interesting fantasy horrorscape. Honestly, I think that was a fantastic story, and I think that the user Another Pen has done a fantastic job at writing it. It was terrifying, and then it dragged its way back into the believable, so kudos to Another Pen, and thank you for letting me read the story. If you guys liked that story, it is sourced down in the description below, so please do check it out. Also in the description, you'll find my subreddit, as well as my Twitter, and the link to submit any stories that you want me to narrate. So please do check all those out. I would love to get a story from you guys, and I would love to have anything you want to give me on my channel. All that said, if you did enjoy it, please do like the video. Also consider subscribing to the channel, that helps me a lot. And leave me a comment, tell me how you're doing, and tell me what you thought of the story. I don't really want to drag this out much longer. So yeah, honestly, thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, sleep well.